Welcome. I'll go me first.
All right.
Now
this one will be a little sticky, but I'm here to get your back.
Yes, I'm annoyed. But let's fucking start it. My name's Jason. All right, I picked Dick Vitale first. Old Dickie V, he's not looking good.
He's old.
He's just not looking good. He is a small guy. He's never really been fat, so he might last a little bit longer, but I'm not looking good. He is age 82. I got the ages this year just to let you guys know. Bill Cosby's second on my list. He's also not fucking looking good.
He looks terrible.
Probably not living his best life anymore because of, he went to jail and all of that, which doesn't really work out for you. I'm trying to get this where I can see your face in case you fucking blank out again before we get started. All right, anyways, Bill Cosby's 84. All right, my youngest is Britney Spears.
Pretty healthy girl.
Pretty healthy, but batshit fucking crazy.
Batshit crazy.
All right, so much so that her dad had to take care of her finances for years, and the whole family ripped her off.
Did her dad take care of it, or did he rip her off?
Well, that's part of the thing. Is she's got some mental issues. She's definitely a suicide watch kind of person. All right, I don't wish that on her, but if she did, 60 points. All right, and I wasn't the only one to take Britney Spears or Bill Cosby. Both of them also had another person take them down the line. We'll get to them when we get to them. I went with Ozzy. Everybody hates to see Ozzy dies. Everyone thinks Ozzy's going to die every single year.
That's why I didn't take him, because I thought he'd be on every list.
Yeah, he wasn't. I was the only person that took Ozzy. Ozzy's only 73.
Yeah. Come on, man.
Those are the hardest 73 years ever.
Oh, my God, ever.
Yeah.
I mean, he makes fucking Motley Crue look like casual drug users.
Next, we got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Don't see that happen. I saw him do an interview a month ago. He looks like a healthy dude.
He's not a healthy dude, though. He has some kind of sickness, and I forget what it is.
I never knew he was so fucking smart, that guy.
Of course he is. Come on. Not only is he in the mid-70s, and he's like 7 foot tall, you don't see many 80-year-old 7-foot dudes. Yeah. It just doesn't happen. Their body, from what I remember, reading about is their heart takes a little bit more to pump the oxygen through, so it doesn't typically last as long.
Oh, he's got cancer.
But yeah, he also has prostate cancer. So that's another reason he's on my list. He's older, he's tall, and he has prostate cancer. Okay. I'd hate to see old Kareem die, one of the greatest players of all time, but it could happen. We're going to skip my next one. I'm going to save that last. My next one, Prince Andrew. Now, a lot of people were going to pick out old Ghislaine Maxwell, whatever the fuck her name is.
Ghislaine Maxwell?
Ghislaine. A lot of people are going to pick her. Everybody thinks she's going to get killed. I think she's going to make it. I think if she would have got killed, she already would have been killed. I think Prince...
She hasn't blown the whistle on anybody.
Actually, this week, she said her lawyers are now going to stop fighting covering up the 8 John Does or the 5 John Does that were listed in all the paperwork. And those John Does are probably your Prince Andrews, maybe your Billy Clints. You know what I mean? Your huge ones. So I think she would have already been killed. Prince Andrew now, I think the royal family might have to do a little fix in here. You know, they don't want to ruin the good name, so let's just get rid of him. I don't think Prince Andrew's making it through.
Believe me, they got the power.
That's what I mean. And I wasn't the only one to pick him. There was another person that picked him also.
And especially with all that shit going on with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's interview with Oprah and all that. They don't need any more hot shit coming their way. I think I agree with that. Prince Andrew might just show up missing. My
next one is a carryover from last year. Everyone's old favorite racist, David Allan Coe. I've seen him recently, a couple weeks ago, and he looks like shit. And the thing is he's looked like shit for a couple years now, but he looks like four stages of advanced shit from the last time I've seen him.
Do you really think he's a racist? Because of those songs? He said he wrote those in prison. He said, I don't have a racist bone in my body. Wrote him in prison in the 60s and the 70s.
I don't believe it. A white guy that age from that...
And his most racist song ever, turns out, wasn't ever him singing it. You'll still Google it. It'll still come up, David Allan Coe, but it's not. It's a guy named Johnny Reb.
No, I know Johnny Reb too, but I know what you're saying. David Crosby's my next one. He's 80. He's old. Everybody thinks he's going to die.
He's got a kid to carry on. He had one with who's the girl he had one with? The woman. I
don't fucking care. Either way, he's...
Come to my window.
What is her fucking name? I like that song. It's not bad, but I don't remember. I do know what you're talking about, but I don't remember names at all. David Crosby, everybody's been saying he's going to die forever.
He's looked like shit for 40 years.
Looks like it's going to be that time this year, because when I pick them, they die, all right? Dick Cheney. Dick Cheney, I was not the only one to pick him. There's 3 of us. He is, I believe, terminally ill.
Hunting accident. Could be a hunting accident. Now, that would be justice. Right
Cheney will probably die this year, and that's... But then again, he is third world order kind of guy. You know, he might have a way to... He already has like a fake heart or some shit, so they might keep that fucking robot zombie alive for a little bit longer. Who knows? There was, like I said, 2 other people picked him. Now I'm going to go back to my first... Or one of my picks in the middle here, who already passed away. I got him. Meatloaf. Now, I know everybody's going to say, oh, you're making the contest and the person that you're going to name is already dead. Yeah, fuck you. I made this maybe 2 weeks ago or so. I have it saved in my Google Docs. I have a fucking timestamp so you can see I hadn't opened it since the 16th. I told Chris about it last week. He even made fun of me for picking Meatloaf.
He never told me
you
anything
motherfucker.
About it. No, I will say he does have Meatloaf. He's had Meatloaf for a long time. And he's not the only one.
No.
Who's got him?
I'm not the only one.
It's legit. Believe me, I had to buy myself that bottle of Maker.
Yeah, that's another thing. The last thing
I don't want him to win.
The last thing you want is me to win.
Oh,
For multiple reasons. You'll have to spend all the money, and you'll have to listen to me fucking brag it out. The greatest person ever.
Meatloaf is legit. He had him. I saw the list several weeks ago, and Meatloaf was definitely on it.
And I did get Meatloaf. Sorry to hear Meatloaf pass. My reasoning, though, is you can't be fat for your whole life and live to be super long. You know what I mean?
He left this world like a bat out of hell.
And I heard it was COVID.
See, I did.
I heard the rumor was COVID, and I think...
Oh, no. No, his family said it was something. Oh, no, Louie Anderson was something else. Yeah, Louie Anderson was cancer.
Yeah, I think his was COVID, and he was an anti-vaxxer. So go figure. You know, and not to talk shit, guys. Nah, I ain't getting into it. Not in the middle of the death pool. We might have you fucking assholes liking this. I don't want to ruin it.
All right, so that's Jason's list.
So that's my list. I think it's a great list. I won last year. Let me point that out. I am the fucking reigning champion. I have 1 holdover. I think I'm nailing it, guys. I'm already up. All right. Well, I'm tied for first. It'll get better. All right. Next, we're going to go on to our favorite friend here, the hairy guy. The hairy guy last year went with all porn stars that we didn't know. And none of them died, of course, because why would a bunch of 22-year-old chicks die? Now, I guess when you're going with all those porn stars, you were hoping for a good one. But he went normal this year, kind of. His number 1 is Demi Lovato. I don't know why.
Well, she just in the last 6 months or year went non-binary. She said she's had depression issues and shit for.
And she did overdose.
Yeah,
a couple
because
years
of
ago.
that. Because she's either trans or non-binary, and she's confused, and it's actually a decent pick.
And that's a lot of points. 71 points.
That's a lot of points.
Yeah, that's a winner right there if you get that. I don't see it happening. Number 2, Simon Cowell. He looks like a healthy dude. I mean,
a healthy dude.
He has some like man tits, but I mean nothing that's going to kill him. And he's 62's not that old.
He's got enough money to cure anything that he gets his hands on.
I don't see that one. All right, Jerry Sandusky. Now, Sandusky in prison, old. He may get killed when you're in prison for that kind of shit.
I think he would have by now. I think he's somewhere safe with other old people and other peds.
I don't see it happening, but that is one man who I do wish death on, so I root for you on that pick there, hairy guy. Fuck Jerry Sandusky. Die. Anyhow, good old JR, Jim Ross of WWE fame, now with AEW. He's only 70. The dude looks much older than.
Stroke that he had, wasn't it?
He's had quite a few strokes, I think.
I think he's about done.
And his reason to live died not recently, a little bit ago. His wife died. Yeah, it was a big thing for him. So he has no reason to live. May as well die. But I don't think he will. And I do like old JR, so I'm hoping he stays around. Fuck you, hairy guy. Terry Bradshaw, is there something wrong with him?
He gets fatter every day.
Okay.
The other day he did this thing. He was talking about the games last week. He took his coat off to do some kind of little skit thing. Mm-hmm. Man, he looks like Humpty Dumpty. He's huge.
Okay, I didn't notice.
Huge.
I don't ever watch
He's
that
like a heart attack
shit,
waiting to happen.
I was never been a big Terry Bradshaw fan, but whatever.
Well, no, because you'd have to be a Steeler fan if you were a Bradshaw fan.
And it had nothing to do with that because I was never alive when he played for the Steelers, so I know he played for the Steelers, but that's not really where I associate him from. Like, if I look at Bill Cowher, I associate him with the Steelers because he was their coach for years while I was watching them. I know Bradshaw was the quarterback, but not ever when I was alive. So I just don't look at him that way. He's just a guy that's on TV and is kind of goofy. And whatever. All right, Jerry Lawler, good old JR's old partner from the WWE days back in the 90s. As you can see, Harry Guy is a big WWE fan, big wrestling nerd here.
Wrestling and darts, that's my life.
Jerry Lawler has had a heart attack. I'm sure he had years of steroid abuse, everything else. It wouldn't surprise me, but he doesn't look that bad right now.
That's the guy that wears the crown, the king.
Yeah, the king out of Memphis, man. That guy ran Midwest wrestling for fucking years.
Yeah, Matt loves him because he's from Memphis.
Oh, I gotta love those Memphis guys. He probably eats ribs.
Yeah,
but not with the sauce on them.
Great town.
We do dry ribs.
Yeah.
Go eat Rendezvous. All right. Anyhow, Dr. Fauci.
Nope,
no. Dude's going to live to 102.
At least.
All right. Those guys don't die. Ludacris. I don't know anything about him.
He's young and skinny.
Seems pretty healthy to me. Has some money. Probably, we might get the easy AIDS at some point or another, but that's curable these days.
He's married.
Is he? Oh, come on.
But that's not the point. He's not relevant anymore. He's not going to get fucking gunned down in some club by another fucking rap crew. He's not going to get any of that. He's a fucking business guy now.
Now, this person I don't know. I looked her up last night, and I already forgot. So, whatever. But Sarah Hyland, she's only 31. She's on a show, and she has some kind of disease. It's like an autoimmune disease, or maybe it's like a kidney problem or something. She has something wrong with her. She's on a show. She's really pretty, though. She doesn't look like someone's going to die anytime soon. Who fucking knows?
Lots of pretty people have died.
And this motherfucker.
Fuck him.
His last one, Phil Taylor. It's a darts player for all you people that aren't fucking nerds. No one knows who he is. He's 61. And you know what? I'd say I hope he dies just because.
The world's a better place with less competitive dart players.
But I don't want to give Harry Guy 39 points either. So, Phil, good luck to you. I hope you die next year. All right, Chris, on to you. Why don't you do your own list?
All right, my list, I love the dude. Number one, I put Michael J. Fox. He's had Parkinson's for years and years and years. And I personally, my ex-brother-in-law died of Parkinson's. And he thought, the doctors thought, okay, he can live with this for a while, but in the end, it's just a debilitating disease. It just takes you eventually. And he's 60 years old. So Michael J. Fox is my number one. Number two, big, fat, coke and heroin guy, Artie Lang. He should have been dead 20 years ago.
I just like looking at Artie Lang's nose nowadays. He has the weirdest fucking nose.
He's a fucking mess.
I don't know what's going on there.
The years of drugs and alcohol that guy has put through his system, I mean, he rivals Ozzy.
I mean, look at that thing nowadays.
Those are gin blossoms. That's an alcoholic nose.
I mean, it's ridiculous. Look at that thing.
Look at him.
That's a bell pepper nose. He looks awful. Yeah, but Artie Lang, that guy's like a cockroach. He just keeps on hanging on. I don't know.
Well, I don't think it's going to be much longer. What is those little number twos next to him?
Oh, okay, yeah.
How many people have it?
Yeah, how many people have them? Harry Guy didn't have any repeats, so I never had to say it. Going back to these, two people had Michael J. Fox and Artie Lang.
Okay, my number three is Jeff Ross, the Roastmaster General.
You've picked him 2 years in a row, and I haven't understood either one.
He's my carryover. He's a fat slob. Eventually, you know what? You're going to roast the wrong person, and someone's going to fucking know you. He goes for the throat with these roasts. He's gaining weight every day. I think his fucking heart is fucking holding on by a thread. Jeff Ross is my number three. Lamar Odom, number four. I don't think he's going to die because he lost big fat Khloe Kardashian.
I don't think she's fat anymore. But
not anymore, but it's all...
She's still big.
It's all cosmetic and whatever, but... This guy's like a fucking Wilt Chamberlain. He fucks everything.
He was trying to get her back, by the way. I guess she recently got cheated on by whatever douche she's dating.
Because he's irrelevant without her. Well, he's not a great basketball player. Never was.
He was good, but
he was good, but he wasn't.
He was a great college player. He was a great college player,
and he fucks everything that moves.
Yeah,
this guy's going to get
slinging
AIDS.
Dick out there, yep.
And he's not putting a Jimmy on.
But you got to watch out with this AIDS stuff, man. AIDS is curable. Don't be getting in your 1980s fucking reasoning.
Okay. It's curable if you go to the doctor and seek treatment. I don't think this fucker's in that
you
realm.
think he's just going to avoid the doctor?
I think he's just going to get AIDS and die and not tell anyone. Number five, Roseanne. Maybe this one's just wishful thinking because I think she's basically a vile human being in general. But
she's lovely.
She's skinny now.
Mm-hmm.
But you can go from fat to skinny, and that doesn't mean your heart's getting healthy.
No, like Oprah. She's bouncing all the time and shit.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you're healthy because you're skinny. You're healthier.
Roseanne lives off, I think she lives off Xanax and pistachios.
Period. Xanax.
Yeah. Well, she owns pistachio farms in
so
Hawaii.
She's only going to get me 31 points.
31 points is a decent chunk. Yeah. All right. A lot of... I think we go down a little bit further. There's people that are picking all these 90-year-olds and shit. Anyways, go on.
Charlie Sheen. As we just talked about before, you don't die from AIDS if you're getting treated for it. But this motherfucker used to do 8 balls in like an hour.
Yeah, himself. He was the man.
He did more cocaine than fucking small countries.
And that was part of the reason I picked Meatloaf earlier. Big cokehead.
But I mean, that shit does leave fucking shit in your body for years and years. It weakens stuff. You know what I mean?
Weakens your heart, probably. Yeah.
And my God, that guy went hard for about 20 years.
Yeah, he had a good time.
Fucking porn stars and doing fucking 8 balls of coke like in an hour, he said. It was nothing. This guy's a time bomb. Selena Gomez. Young. That's a fucking 71 pointer.
71 points. She's got lupus or some shit.
She's got lupus.
Lupus don't kill people.
No, but you know what
Not
does?
that young, anyways.
And God, I hate to say it because, I don't wish this upon people, but you know what does? Mm-hmm. Small chartered Lear jets to get to your next show. Those crash.
You think she's?
I think she's going to be like a Richie Valens.
She's the next Aaliyah.
She could be.
Oh, poor girl.
Kesha. Kesha's a turd, in my opinion.
Yeah, you hate when girls turn people in for rape.
That's not why. I never considered her talented. I just didn't. Her songs were bubblegummy garbage crap, and now no one even remembers her. I think that kind of depression and weird shit is going to make you turn to the hooch and to the drugs, and I think that's what's going to happen.
Corey Feldman's still alive.
But Corey Haim isn't.
Yep.
Jimmy Walker. Dynamite!
How dare you?
Oh, my God. The dude's old. How old is he? He's 74.
That's not that old.
Okay, the guy's never weighed over 130 pounds in his fucking life.
That's good for the heart.
It's good for the heart, but he's tall and skinny like fucking Kareem.
He's not Kareem size.
Well, he's not 7 foot. This guy, there's no way that he's healthy. There's just no fucking way.
No, I don't see it happening either.
Chevy Chase. He's aged 20 years in the last 2. He looks like a fucking little old man now. He's aged in the last 2 years like Artie Lang did in the last 5.
I haven't seen Chevy Chase in a while, and I actually meant to look him up when I seen that he was on your list.
He looks like a tall Bernie Sanders.
Yeah. You know what? Selena Gomez was mentioned twice. People really think lupus is a big deal. Roseanne, and it is not, I'm not trying to undermine lupus. I fucking honestly don't know anything about lupus. What I've done is I know one person with lupus, and I've judged all my opinions based on her, and she seems fine.
She doesn't have lupus. She told me she had something else, but it was similar to lupus, and they were treating it like it was lupus because they're similar.
I don't know. Anyways, I'm going with that still. Lamar Odom and Roseanne were both mentioned twice also. And poor Chevy Chase. I'm a big Funny Farm fan. I hope he lives. And I heard he's a giant dickhead. Which I get a kick out of that. All right, our next entry is new father. New father. Shingo, congratulations.
And welcome to little baby Kenji. And you know what pisses me off about it?
What?
I mean, I'm really happy for those guys. Good parents. They're going to be great parents.
They didn't name him
Chris. 2 good friends. They haven't posted one picture of him.
I know.
Has he got a big head? I mean, I know he's got a big head. You've told us all, but not one picture on Facebook.
I'm not speculating on that because I feel like I'll put my finger or my fucking foot in my mouth saying some stupid shit about someone's kid that they love, and I'm not.
Oh no,
I'm not that person. So
he said everything is great. 10 fingers, 10 toes, everything healthy. Let's see some pictures, man.
Well, maybe they're like the celebrity parents. You know what I mean? That don't want their kids up and in the paper and shit. Who knows? I don't give a fuck. I don't need to see a kid. They all look the same to me. Actually, I seen you comment on someone's picture the other day. It said beautiful kid, and I looked at the kid and went, yeah, not really. Not a great looking kid. But that's the thing is everybody says the same shit. So I don't need to see your pictures. Babies all look the same. Show me to him when he's 3. Anyhow, Shingo. Demi Lovato. Also picked Demi Lovato. We've already gone over her. We won't go over her again. Lil Wayne? I don't know shit about Lil Wayne.
You know, I don't know anything about his health, but you know what?
He looks kind of goofy.
I wasn't a big Lil Wayne.
I think he enjoys some drugs.
Music fan. But he's grown on me a lot in the last 3 or 4 years. I think he's a pretty funny dude, pretty cool dude. I think I'd like to hang out with him and party one night.
Oh, I'm sure he's a good time.
I think he's a good time. He seems like a pretty funny dude.
Dude drinks syrup or scissor, whatever the fuck it is.
Scissor,
Shit, I can't say that. It's probably not cool anymore. But
if you look at him, he takes his shirt off. He's still kind of ripped a little bit. He looks pretty healthy to me.
All right, next we got old Dr. Shaky, Michael J. Fox. We've gone over him, and yeah, you're right.
Wow, Shingo's got... Never mind.
Yeah, don't go down. Next one is Selena Gomez. We've already had one of those. With you, I'm thinking that's what you're pointing out.
We've had 2 together.
Yeah, I think you have had a lot of repeats, though. I mean, if you look at your list, you got 5 people that other people have. So you're going to need your Charlie Sheens and your Jimmy Walkers to hit for you to win. That's how you got to look at this in the competition. All right. Now we're at Selena Gomez. You already said. Morgan Freeman, our first entry into the death pool for Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman's 84. I know Morgan Freeman seems like he's been 84 since I was 0. So for 40 years, Morgan Freeman has pretty much seemed like he was 84, but it turns out he is now 84. I don't see it. I mean, unless there's some shit I don't know about Morgan Freeman right now.
And it would really, I would really hate to see Morgan Freeman die. Cool dude.
I want that motherfucker narrating documentaries when he's
Me
96.
Too.
You know, that
too.
James Earl Jones lifestyle where you just get that sweet voice, talk away, buddy.
Yeah, I'm with you.
We'll listen.
I don't want Red to go anywhere with Andy Dufresne. I want him to stay right here with us.
All right, this one's a pretty good entry, but he seems to be outlasting his worth already. Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer has looked like he's going to die now for the last 10 years. He has throat cancer. He no longer has...
He's got this big fat face.
His face is gigantic somehow.
And he used to be like according to women, like the hottest guy.
Oh, yeah,
he was Iceman in fucking Top Gun.
Now, Top Gun time, he was the most sought after dick in the country. And
when he did Tombstone, and he was Doc Holliday, man. He was the shit.
And that was... Fucking face looks like a Tombstone pizza. It's like big and fucking round, and he uses one of those vocators now.
Oh, does he use one?
Oh, yeah. He had cancer like 6 years ago. Now he is cancer free, so maybe he lives out a couple more years, but he's not looking good. Let's just say Val Kilmer hasn't looked good for a while. Shingo's also got Lamar Odom. We've already been over this.
Wow.
Tim Curry.
We have 3 together.
Now, Tim Curry.
I like Tim Curry.
Are we going to have the curse of the Rocky Horror Picture Show, though? Meatloaf went down this year. Is it Tim Curry, too? Is it going to be a disappointing year for these fans? Could be.
I think Dr. Frankenfurter's going to be around a while.
I don't know shit about Tim Curry as far as his modern-day health, so I don't know if he has something going on already. But I agree with you. I think Tim Curry is going to make it this year.
I like Tim Curry.
Dick Cheney. Dick Cheney, to me, is the Rush Limbaugh of this year. He does kick it, I believe. He has him on the list, as well as a couple other people. And then he's got Jet Li. Is there something wrong with Jet Li?
No, but he might be thinking along the Bruce Lee lines. Too many kicks to the head.
Yeah, but Bruce Lee went out.
Of the brain.
He went out early.
Yeah, but...
Wait a minute. Swelling to the brain. Didn't Bruce Lee get murdered by the Chinese mafia or something?
Yeah, but he suffered for years from swelling of the brain from being hit in the brain. It's almost like that PTSD or
CTE.
whatever the fuck.
Yeah, they all got that.
Jet Li, healthy as a horse.
Jet Li's making it. Hey, Shingo, congratulations on being a father. Your list sucks. You're not going to win. All right.
Except for 3 of those. I like 3 of your picks.
Well, that's the problem. When you got repeats, I don't really believe as a winner. You need those extras to hit. All right, Alex Carmesino. And Alex last year had probably the oldest list, and he put some younger ones on it this year. Younger by death pool standards anyways. All right. Pope Benedict was his number 1. That's a carryover for him. I don't know shit about Pope Benedict. He's old as fuck.
94
He's 94,
years old.
So congratulations if you get the 6. Yeah, I think Benedict did a lot of hiding the touchers around the country. Hey, you molested some guy in Boston. All right, let's move him to Connecticut. So fuck Pope Benedict.
Most popes have done that.
Yeah, I hope he does die. Woody Allen.
He's another. You got a lot of pedophiles.
Now,
on your list
Alex
here.
told me, and I was going to get into that. Alex has a pedophile list. Like for the most part, I think he drops off a little bit lower, but I think definitely the first 4. I'm not sure about his number 5 have been accused.
No on that.
All right, so Woody Allen,
he married his
stepdaughter, but
still,
yeah,
gross,
fuck. Gross. Yeah.
And she was 40 years younger than him, or
and
something.
I think he did some other creepy shit. Woody Allen's a creep.
He's a creep.
All right, the guy might be funny in your weird New York style way, but I think Woody Allen's a creep, and he's 86. Good luck, Alex. Gary Glitter. Now I don't know who the fuck that is, but last week you told me he looked at porn and shit, child porn.
Child porn. Yeah. He had one real hit in his name, Hey,
That's not even a song. Fuck you, Gary
Rock and
Glitter.
Roll Part 2 is what they call it.
That ain't no song.
But they found like 30 years.
Some shit they play at the fucking
30 years of
basketball
child porn
game
on his fucking computer. The guy's a sick, twisted pedophile.
Why do they still play that song?
I don't know.
That's not that great of a song where you need to make it last. You know, like we were talking about last week with The Who. Pete Townsend probably a toucher, but we're going to keep those Who songs around. They had some great ones.
Yeah.
Now we can get rid of fuck Gary Glitter. Let's pick another jock jam out, guys. Get rid of him. 77, though. That's not a bad number.
No.
23 points is a good score.
Jillaine Maxwell.
Jillaine Maxwell, we've already talked about her. There's 4 people that picked her. She's 60. I think she's making it. Sorry. I wouldn't be mad if she got murdered.
And fuck you for your number 5. I love Randy Quaid.
Randy Quaid went off the fucking map, though, didn't he? Isn't Randy Quaid crazy now? I think he filmed like a porno. I was talking about fucking conspiracies. Like,
I knew he's a conspiracy
no,
guy.
he is.
But he was funny in his
now.
movies, though. He was funny in the movies.
Well, yeah, he was good in what he did. That's fine.
Fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, he was always the, unnecessary Quaid brother, but
Yeah, fucking Billie Jean's the shit, but Mikey touched kids. We can still appreciate the art. All right, Dick Cheney, we've already talked about that one quite a few times. He's dead. Number 7 for Alex was Meatloaf. He was the person that tied me on this one. Great pick, Alex. We're along the same way. We gave each other fist bumps over Meatloaf's death yesterday, even though both of us like Meatloaf as a performer. You got to do what you got to do to win these.
I loved me some Meatloaf.
Loved him. Don King. Well, Meatloaf was one of those dudes, though. I say I love you. Ask me, I love me some Meatloaf. Sure, I'm listening to Meatloaf maybe 3 times, 4 times a year, and it's only like 4 or 5 songs. Do I really love me some Meatloaf? I'm not getting to the I'm not getting into the deep cuts of Meatloaf or anything like that. So I don't know how much I love Meatloaf.
It's like you said. He was a fucking chubby fucking kid who fucking got shit on his whole life, and he said, "Fuck it, I'm going for it anyway." And he was entertaining as fuck.
He was a football player, and he was actually a pretty decent football player in high school.
And he was big. He was big titted Bob in Fight Club.
Mm-hmm. What's his name in Fight Club? They all chanted at the... No, I know, but they all chanted that. It's Robert Paulson.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. All right. Number 8 on his list is Don King. Don King is 90 years old. I remember him being a pretty big fella, so it kind of surprised me when I found that he was 90 and still alive. Don King probably has all the money in the world, though, so that helps. I haven't really heard much from him in a long time. Maybe Don King passes this year. I don't know. Suge Knight, 56. I don't see Big Suge dying at 56.
There's somebody that deserves to die at 56.
Debatable. He did what he needed to do. But, we're talking about a true businessman. A true businessman that ran the...
Who killed people. That if he couldn't, you wouldn't sell him your fucking song for pennies. He killed people.
Who am I? Who am I to judge Suge as I read a
He hung Vanilla Ice out a fucking hotel window by the ankles.
We're sitting here doing a death pool, awarding points for death.
We're not doing it, though. We're not killing any of them.
Well, debatable. I think.
Hey, listen, I'm going to give you $100 for your song, or I'm going to kill you.
All I'm saying is Demi Lovato disappears. I'm questioning Harry guy. All right, he's the kind of guy that might pull some shit.
Oh yeah, he's got a trunk full of duct tape. I guarantee you, there's something creepy about it.
All right, and his last is Andy Andrist. Andy Andrist probably is not known to 90% of our listeners. He is a comedian. He wrote for the Man Show. He's a decent stand-up comedian on his own, and he has recently been diagnosed with some sort of cancer. So, yeah, that might be a good insider pick. I will consider him famous, even though a lot of you don't know who he is. I did know the name before I looked him up, which is more than I can say about some of these old fucks. All right. This next person is not someone we know personally, I don't think.
Hey, we have to move this along if you need your haircut.
Yeah, I got to get my haircut. Now, we don't got that many of them left, honestly.
I got one on my phone, too.
All right. And then we wrap it up as soon as this is done.
CK.
We'll just say that CK not wanting to let us know the name. Randy Travis. I did not know Randy Travis is only 62. I thought Randy Travis was 162.
No,
I haven't heard his name forever. He was my grandma's favorite country singer. But who knows? Randy Travis. She has Maxwell like everyone else has. Steve Wozniak. I believe that's the guy that formed Apple with the other dude.
With Steve Jobs.
Yeah. Their buddies nerded out, did a bunch of acid back in the day.
Yeah.
I don't know his health situation. Prince Andrew, we've discussed this. Prince Andrew is probably on someone's death list. Travis Scott, she's the second person that mentioned him.
Well, it could be suicide. He could eventually feel guilty for all these fucking people that died.
I think if you feel guilty, you're going to feel guilty right away. And right away, it's like, wasn't me. Right.
No, right away, and he's not like he's not a fucking Jay-Z with billions of dollars.
Yeah.
He's paying for all their fucking funerals. I mean, he paid for all their funerals. I don't know, man. If his career totally fucking tanks because of this, people say, my kid ain't going to see your fucking show.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows, man? He could get depressed and fucking off himself. That could happen.
All right, next on the list is Jerry Lee Lewis, old Great Balls of Fire. Who knew he was even still alive?
He should have been on Alex's pedophile list.
Yeah, you're a good point. He did marry like his 14-year-old cousin or something. I mean, like it goes
13, I think.
Yeah, 13, but it goes two different ways. Not only pedophile, but incest.
Yeah.
Weird shit. Anyways, Jerry Lee Lewis kind of disappeared. I remember seeing him like in a Hall of Fame thing years ago. Like I swear, like 20 years ago, he kicked out the fucking thing. They lit the piano on fire, and he looked old as shit then.
Yeah.
So I was actually surprised he's only 86. But at the same time, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Britney Spears, yes, that's a head case. Could happen anytime. Richard Simmons. Our boy Richard Simmons, that guy's going to live forever, all right? He's healthy as a fucking horse.
Yeah.
Still out there doing the exercises. You're wrong on this one, CK. Bill Cosby, hope he dies. Fucking rapist. That's not nice to say, but I don't give a shit. Fuck the Huxtables. And Kanye West, another head case.
Killed in a bar fight against Pete Davidson. Man, they're really going back and forth at each other.
Yeah.
Fuck you, give her back, fuck off.
And I couldn't give less of a shit about that. You know?
I think as far as human beings go, I don't think there's a shittier one on the planet than Kanye West. I think he's the fucking definition of narcissist. Asshole.
I disagree a little bit. I mean, I think he's a douche, but I'm sure he does a couple of good things for people where some people do nothing for anyone.
I think he does a couple good things for his people.
Probably. Yeah, fair enough. I don't care. Kanye West wouldn't surprise me because he is such a fucking lunatic. Let's get to the next list. Get Pussy. Get Pussy has Maxwell. Everybody has Maxwell. Congratulations, right. Get Pussy. Nothing original. Anthony Hopkins. 84 years old. I haven't seen him in a bit. Wouldn't shock me.
He was in a movie not long ago. He looks old, but he's skinny.
He's 84.
Appears healthy.
Lamar,
and he was Hannibal Lecter, man. I want Hannibal to die.
I'm rooting for him.
Yeah,
not for him to die. I want Anthony to live for a while. That's a hell of an actor. Lamar Odom, we've talked about quite a few times now. We'll see. Dick Van Dyke. All right. For one thing, Get Pussy is an old-ass list. Dick Van Dyke gets you 4 points.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit?
But if you get 2 or 3 of those to go, you could be in the running. You know what I mean?
No.
Well, not anymore.
Yeah, because Meatloaf already passed away. You got a lot of catching up to do. Get Pussy could literally have like 6 of his people die and still not win right now. Next would be Rosalind Carter, which is the President Carter's wife. She's 94. Okay. Well, I'm sure she's about to die. She's 94. Next, Queen Elizabeth II, also 95. Yeah, she could die at any second. She's 90-fucking-5. The next one, Carol Channing, died 3 years ago.
Already.
She died 3 years ago. All right. And I really wanted to rip on him about this, but he wasn't the only person to pick the dead person out on the list. All right. This didn't happen last year. You fucking morons. You can't use Google. 3 years ago, too. I don't even know who the fuck that is either.
She was an old comedian actress.
The idea
like a Betty White, she was a comedian.
But the idea that he picked that name out, like kind of a name out of the back of a hat, and they were already dead, that blows my mind. He also picked Travis Scott, which, fair enough. If he gets Travis Scott, that makes up for all of his old people. Bill Russell, 87 years old, tall man. Obviously, we've talked about that. And Mel Brooks is 95, but those old Jewish fellas live forever. Who knows?
That is forever.
Yeah, 95 is a long fucking time. Next, we're going to get the old Brian Sebastian. Sebastian's starting it off with Artie Lang. You already had. But that is a big hit if it happened. I don't want Artie to die ever, though. I want to somehow see Artie live to be 90. It's not going to happen, but I'd love to see it.
It's like saying you're going to live to 90. Oh, wait a second. Sorry.
No, I agree with you. Number 2 is Jeff the Drunk. Jeff the Drunk has looked like he should die at any second. He's a Howard Stern person. He's only 54, which kind of surprised me. But yeah, Jeff the Drunk could die any moment. Then he has Maxwell like everyone else. Number 4, he has Pele. He's the second person that has Pele. The other person comes later. I didn't know Pele was sick or something, but apparently Pele's all fucked up.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, so maybe Pele dies this year.
Because, you'd be thinking, one of the best soccer players that ever played the game. Probably pretty healthy, you know what I mean?
No, Daddy White told me he's all fucked up. I don't remember what exactly he said it was, but Pele is not looking good. Mikhail Gorbachev, that's a weird pick. 90 years old, I guess could die. I don't know. Best birthmark in the world.
Ever.
Yeah. I knew a family when I was younger who the daughter had that same like similar
Strawberry
birthmark,
face,
just
yeah.
like boom.
Yeah.
But she never got it taken off, or she did get it taken off. I mean, years later, nowadays you see her and you couldn't even tell it was there. I don't think that was possible. Well, Mikkel probably could have done it. That was his trademark, though. That was like Anthony Davis's fucking unibrow. You know, he can remove that if he wanted to. He chooses not to.
He doesn't want to. He says it makes him money.
All right, Linda Ronstadt, 75. There's 2 people that had on her. Apparently, she's sick also.
I heard she was sick, but she's
Linda
been
Ronstadt,
sick in the past.
I guess just was a cover artist. I looked up her songs last night, and every single song, every single big song especially, was like, this was a Roy Orbison song that she performed. This was a so-and-so song she performed.
She's been performed since the 70s. The Eagles were her backup band.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I didn't know that she was basically a cover artist, though. She just did, like, old soul songs and did her version, which were good, don't get me wrong, but I just didn't know that about her. I didn't know shit about her. All right, next, Selma.
She's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I'm not talking shit about Ron or whatever.
Well, I mean, it's weird that if she was a cover artist and she made it to the Hall of Fame, it's a little bit weird.
All right, next one, Selma Blair.
That's my secret boner of the month. I've always thought she was so fucking hot. If she dies,
she is hot.
I will be very.
I believe she
upset.
also has some kind of it might even be lupus. She has some kind of autoimmune system.
She's smoking. If she dolls herself up, man, she is hot.
No, she don't even have to doll herself up. She's hot no matter what.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan's 68, I guess. I mean, Hulk Hogan's one of those dudes that's lived such a hard life, with steroids and being on the road and painkillers and
concrete for years.
And being also 6'5", 300 pounds of muscle. Yeah, Hulk Hogan's heart could give up at any time. I wouldn't surprise me, but I'm not rooting against the Hulkster, all right? Just I can't do it. I wasn't born that way. All right, Christopher Lloyd, 83 years old. I read...
Doc Brown?
And do both him and Michael J. Fox have Parkinson's?
No, he's got something else.
Okay. I could have swore I seen an article last night, but I didn't want to deep dive into it to find out what it was. And then here's Brian Sebastian being a fucking dill shit, just like Get Pussy, picking out someone who's already dead. Walter Mondale died last April. So... here's what I've decided about these 2 dipshits. At first, I'm like, well, okay, I'm going to take a point off for every year they've been dead. So, like, Get Pussy is already at -3, and Sebastian's at -1. I was like, I guess I won't do that because I've never announced it. But in case there is a tie at the end of the year, and one of those 2 are involved in the tie, they fucking lose. All right? The tiebreaker is you're an idiot.
Well, but the thing is, I had to stop you 2 weeks ago when you showed me your list. Tupac was on it. And I said... you might want to change that one.
That was last year's list, but either way. And I don't believe it. All right, we got 3 more, so let's power through these. Nathan's back, and Nathan did the lazy move, and this is such typical Nathan.
He did his old list?
He just completely rolled over his list from last year. He had no one die last year, so we're going to run through this quick since he didn't even put any fucking effort into it. All right, he may have put effort into it last year, though, so let's give a little respect. At least he gave us a list.
All right.
Nathan got Vince McMahon, who's 76 years old. I think McMahon's going to live for a while, though. But then there's another guy that's had a steady diet of steroids his whole life, so who fucking knows? Lindsay Lohan, she's always a wild card.
Always.
Only 35 years old. She's like a younger version of Britney Spears. You never know with her. Willie Nelson's old as shit. He's 88. He's recently stopped smoking pot. He only does edibles now, worried about his health. So I do think he's going to live a little bit longer. Never had any weight on that guy. He was always a little thin guy. And I think never was really hard on any drugs besides pot. So
no, I think pot's been his only thing.
Yeah, so I think he's good for a little while longer. Roseanne, we've talked about her, could go anytime. Lou Holtz looks like he's 110, but he's looked like that for 20 years.
30 years.
Yeah.
He looked like an old man when Frank was playing for him back in the fucking 80s.
He's still on TV chirping, sounding fucking weird, not making any sense. I think Lou Holtz lives a little bit longer, but who knows? We got Donald Trump on this list. Trump's living. I don't know what he's got going on. Dude lives off fucking McDonald's, but he's got some...
He ain't dying.
He's got some New World Order shit going on behind the scenes. They're keeping him alive regardless.
Can you imagine if Trump, let's say hypothetically someone went into his bedroom and he was dead? Mm-hmm. Okay. You're going to have all these fucking crazy Republicans saying the fucking Dems murdered him so he wouldn't run in 2024.
It's Hillary Clinton. It's going to be Hillary Clinton the rest of the life.
Or Biden. It could be the one.
Yeah, they'll go with Clinton probably. But either way, that's going to be conspiracy fucking world. That'd be awful. I would hate for that. As much as I don't like Donald Trump, I would hate for that to happen because you're right. The chaos that would ensue
Civil War
would not work. Next would be Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris is going to beat death. We all know that.
Yeah.
Pete Rose, I don't think he's going to die this year. He's not looking great or anything, but I think he's got a little while longer left in him.
Yeah, I do too.
Josh Hamilton, we all know his problems in the past. Baseball player, complete fuck up, one of the most talented dudes ever. Just never really could get his shit together. I don't know what he's up to this days. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Hopefully he found God and he's all right. And fucking Nate don't get any points. And then Chris Brown. I remember Nate saying there's nothing wrong with Chris Brown. He just fucking hates him, which I respect. He is a woman beater. However
He's a woman
cut
beater.
it.
You know, that can bite you in the ass.
Yeah, fuck him. But he is only 32 years old. If he does pass away, Nate's making a lot of fucking points. And it's not going to happen probably, but I don't hate the pick. All right, and our last one, well, our second, we got two more. We got Daddy White here. Daddy White's got Dick Cheney. Dick Cheney we've already talked about. All right. Next is Ted Kaczynski. I think Ted Kaczynski's been in like solitary for like 20 years. I think that was his reason.
He's in the federal prison in Colorado. He's in that Supermax thing where you don't see anybody ever.
So I don't know much about where his health is
you know
at the
what?
time.
He lived in a fucking cabin in fucking.
It's kind of his thing. He's praying in heaven. He's like, oh, give me a book. We're good.
He wants to be left alone.
He was a fucking lunatic. Jerry Lee Lewis. Whatever. Linda Ronstadt. We've already talked about that. Morgan Freeman, we've already talked about him. Jenna Jameson is our next one. Now, Jenna Jameson is sick of some sort. She's in a wheelchair now.
Yeah.
But I did read that it's more of a physical thing, that it's not something really that would kill you. Now, my thought on this, and I talked to Daddy White about this, and he kind of agreed with me, is not that the disease is going to get her, but the depression from having the disease, and she used to be this famous hot bitch, and now she's going to kind of deteriorate.
Nothing, yeah.
You know, it'll probably deteriorate worse. Does that get her with the old get a pill addiction or some shit like that?
It could.
I don't wish that on Jenna Jameson. I got nothing bad to say about her. She had a fine butthole and pussy for years that we all like to look at.
I must have masturbated to her. Baker's dozen.
So good for Jenna. I hope she lives. Pele. Again, there's something wrong with him. Could be whatever. I don't have any opinion about Pele. I don't even know that. Pele could walk in front of me. I wouldn't fucking know.
You'd think it was a really old Rob Campbell.
That's hilarious. All right. Vin Scully. Vin Scully is old as shit.
Yeah, but he was the man.
He was the man. I think he has something wrong with him right now. Mostly being 94 years old is what's wrong with him. But either way, that he might get 6 points there. Robert Blake.
Love Robert Blake.
Love him. What do you mean? Did he murder someone?
Murdered his wife, supposedly. But
supposedly.
When I was a kid, one of the most popular shows
I need more proof.
One of the most popular TV shows on for years, my whole childhood, was Beretta. He was this fucking tough street cop who didn't do things the right way, and he had a fucking bird that fucking hung out with him, a fucking cockatoo that sat on his shoulder.
That's kind of cool. I'm watching the new John Cena show called Peacemaker right now, and he has a pet eagle, and it's just fucking hilarious.
It was pretty cool. Beretta was the guy that... he didn't do things the way the department wanted him to, but he always got the fucking guy.
Like Serpico. There's a million of those. All right. Well, either way, he murdered someone and he's in jail.
Yeah, it's supposedly
and number
murdered.
10, and I didn't know who the fuck this was, and he acted like I should know.
Imelda Marcos?
She was
the Filipino president's wife.
Yeah, she was like the first lady of the Philippines, basically. Yeah. And then that family, I guess, ripped the Philippines off for like $10 billion.
I think his name was Ferdinand Marcos.
Yeah. They ripped the Filipino government off for people like for a ridiculous amount.
Crippled the economy for a year.
And they were, and that country wasn't in good place to begin with, and they fucked it over more. Yeah. And then they left, and then I think she came back later though and was still nominated to be a senator or whatever the fuck they call him.
Well, because I think she came back and pinned it all on her husband.
She may have. Either way, she did come back.
I think his name was Ferdinand Marcos.
She's 92, and Danny White did say he's attending her funeral. She dies, so I hope he has a good time over there in the Philippines. He says she's basically like a relative to him now. He's very married into the whole Filipino community.
Well, maybe she's one of those people that maybe she went back, pinned it all on her hubby, and said, I was the victim here, guys.
Yeah, he tricked me.
Now, if she truly would have been the victim, she'd
I'm just
say,
a dumb woman.
Here's the money back. But she didn't do that. Okay, we've got a list here from...
our last one, you get to it.
And I will say, before I do this, it's tax season, and our man Sean Winter over at 1 Minute Taxes
done.
We'll do your taxes for you. He'll get you a giant refund, and we've got all his information.
His picture is up right now.
1 Minute Taxes. And we've got a lot of people going to him now. Yeah, it might take a while to get your tax return back. according to some people, but he does them all real quick, as quick as he can, and I promise your refund will be bigger.
Yeah, Sean, get that done a little bit quicker for me this year, you son of a bitch. But either way, great money.
Yeah, good money and good price. Just tell him that you never trust a fart when you call him, and he'll give you a good deal. All right, here's his list. Number 1, Fabio.
Now, I don't have the ages because we just got the list 5 minutes ago.
Fabio's probably, I would say, late 60s.
Great shape there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's fucking Fabio.
Flowing, beautiful hair.
But maybe not. Maybe he's losing his hair, so he might be a Suicide Watch guy.
I think if you pulled up a picture of him right now, you're going to see a fucking long, flowing gray locks is what I think you're going to see.
I tend to agree with you.
Number 2, Richard Simmons. We've been over that one. Jillaine Maxwell. A lot of people have her.
Yeah, I mean, come on. That's the number 1 pick.
Number 4. Now, this one, he's got 2 people with the same last name. How about Gene Simmons? Obviously, bass player from Kiss, the tongue guy.
Yeah, he definitely has sleep apnea. You can't have that tongue and not have sleep apnea, so that's an issue.
Can't. I don't know. He's got bad hair, but other than that, he looks fairly healthy. You still see him on some shows. He still seems a little bit relevant.
Well, I don't know if relevant's the word, but either way, I think...
Married that hot-ass Shannon Tweed.
Yeah, the king of the Skinamax flicks.
Yeah, loved her. I masturbated to her many times.
Of course.
Number 5, Joe Biden, President of the United States.
I think my buddy Sean leans a little right, and I think this might be wishful thinking. But, who knows? That guy's not looking good.
No.
Anyways, go on.
And he's not talking well.
He doesn't look dead, though. He just looks like he's going to be talking to a chair.
A lot of politicians, when you ask them to question, they skirt around it, and he forgets the question.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
I mean,
he's not even an idiot.
What did you say?
I think he's got dementia,
yeah. Next one, the Unabomber Ted Kaczynski. We've just covered him, so we won't go any further into that. Next one, this one's going to get him a lot of points if this happens. Lil Nas X.
Lil Nas X? Someone out there killing my boy?
I don't know. He's got to be in his 20s. I mean, he's got to be, doesn't he?
He's a young man. Yeah, I'm sure.
He's a young man, but I think maybe because he leans to the right, he's thinking that some Republican's going to kill that fag. You know what I mean? Who knows?
I could have put that on Sean. He's not a bad person.
But maybe he thinks that could happen. Maybe he doesn't trust the world.
I don't know. I don't know. Little Nas X, I think, is a swing and a miss, but we'll see.
Hillary Clinton.
Of course. She ain't dying.
Bill could, but I don't think Hillary
Bill could die anytime. Hillary's going to live to be 90, something to be a pain in everyone's ass rambling on.
The next one's going to hurt some people's feelings, but I kind of agree with him.
Fuck. Yeah, go ahead. There's another person, too.
Chris Burke, which was Corky from Life Goes On, the kid with Downs. Now, Life Goes On was a long time ago.
Shouldn't hurt anybody's feelings. Really? He's still alive?
He's still alive.
Good for him.
I don't know what the life expectancy is of somebody with Downs, but I know it's lower.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of exceptions to it. I mean, some people with Downs do live a nice long life, but I know it has a lower life expectancy, and
typically
he's got to be in his 50s, I would think. Look him up real quick.
We don't got time. Let's go. I'll look him up, but you go to the next one.
Warren Buffett, way too much money to die. He's got to be in his 90s.
He's pretty fucking old, so it wouldn't shock me.
He sure has a lot of money. He's my age. He's 56 years old.
Corky, you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Warren Buffett, he's got so much money, man. I think if he gets sick, he'll end up like in a ventilator and on machines for a couple years before he kicks.
I don't know. I mean, it depends on what it is. You look at someone like Steve Jobs had the ridiculous amount of money. I mean, he had all the money in the world, and he still died from cancer at a pretty young age. So there's some diseases you can't stop, but I agree with you. Warren Buffett's probably going to last a little longer. And I think it's another wishful thinking thing for Mr. Sean.
You think Sean's
he's only named right he's only named Democrat so far. But let's go.
Yeah, that's all he's named. That's it. Okay. Warren Buffett's number 10.
Not a bad list, though. I could see some people going, I have to get that down. You have to send that to me.
I can, too.
We have one more. I forgot all about it. I'm glad I got it. We're just going to call him Kevin because I don't know if he wants his full name used or not. Anyhow, Kevin's picks are Tim Allen. Tim Allen had that coke problem forever. Mr. Home Improvement.
He's got a new show now.
Yeah, but I think he's fine. Show. Antonio Brown. That could be a suicide. That guy's a little fucking crazy.
He's nuts.
Next up, old Billy Clint. Billy Clint, you never fucking know. He is old as shit. His name could be popping up any second in these Giselle Maxwell shits. He could be fucked. Jim Nance,
Never
sports announcer. I don't
Jim
think
Nance
so.
will look his same age when he's 100.
I think again that might be
He's
wishful
like Dick
thinking.
Clark.
He's a
He
Norton.
doesn't age.
All right, we got Miss Maxwell again. Fuck her, maybe. Jake Paul ain't happening, bud. Jake Paul's gonna live. What do you mean, Jake Paul? He's a young man in great shape, making $40 million a year, fucking doing some stupid shit. He's fine. Next, Nicole Kidman. Something wrong with her?
No, she's fucking hot too.
Young?
She's not as hot as she used to be.
Hey, Ben Shapiro. I think that's some wishful thinking on Kevin's part there.
Yeah, I do too.
Ben Shapiro, another young man. I don't think he's gonna have any issues. Alex Jones, now that's one you could just see his head exploding at any point, just like he goes on his rant, the frogs are gay, and then his fucking head just blows off his body. So who knows with him? His heart can't be in great condition yelling like that all the time. And his last one, Miss AOC, which fucking got me, because Kevin's a big AOC fan.
And she's young. And looks very healthy
but
and attractive.
she has a lot of people in this world that hate her for
That's
barely
a
any
fact.
reason. Because
That's the fact.
People tell her, because she is the evil person because she's pretty, I guess. Even though she has the same opinion as most everybody on that caucus, she's the one that gets singled out.
Yeah, but she's different than the rest of them, in my opinion.
Because she's a pretty girl.
No, because she does the shit publicly and loudly. Some of the other guys do it.
They all do.
Yeah, but what I'm saying,
They all
not
do.
like her. She'll
No,
go
no,
out
no.
to the middle of the fucking park and make a speech, and some whack job could try to. She'll be a lot easier to get to.
for the killing part, but I'm
That's what
saying
I
why
mean.
people hate her. She's not doing anything different than anybody else, but people are putting more microphones in her face because she's a pretty young woman.
And that's what I'm saying. I think
Like
that the
it's-
reason that if she does get it, it'll because she was much easier to get at than some of these other.
No, that
fucking
could be.
guys.
She is very accessible. But she's also in New York where they do love her. I mean, she wins by gigantic
Well, yeah,
amounts
but like
there.
I said, she'll walk up to a public place and just start talking to people. You know what I mean? Some whack job. I mean, that's how fucking John Lennon died, and so many other famous people because they're out there.
All right, that is the death list. That is 2022 celebrity death list. Thank you.
You can kindly fuck off now. Please subscribe and share. Well, you can kindly fuck off now. Subscribe and share. Fuck off. Fuck off.